Dog Works Radio is sponsored by Alaska Dog Works. Check out their website at alaskadogworks.com.
This episode of the podcast is brought to you by First Paw Coffee Company, specializing in private label premium blend coffee. If you're serious about coffee, you should check it out. First Paw Coffee's passion is high-quality, small-batch roasted coffee. They take the extra time to taste and get everything perfect before they release new blends. They aim to bring you a cup of happiness each time you pour yourself some coffee. Find out more at ak.dog/free and enter for a chance to win some First Paw Coffee prizes, a book from our collection, and tote bag. One winner will be selected at random each month. That's ak.dog/free.
From First Paw Media, sponsored by First Paw Coffee Company, this is the Dog Driver Show. Visit our website at dogworksradio.com. Now here are your hosts, Robert Forto and Kurosh Parto.
Hello and welcome everybody. This is Robert and I'm here with my co-host KP, and this is the Dog Driver Show, and we're hosting from Wasilla, Alaska. KP, how's it going today?
Excellent. Days are getting longer and better. Temperatures are becoming more and more comfortable for the dogs, for ourselves. And today we have a very, very interesting, talented lady calling us from Sweden. I know her from the World Championship in Fairbanks a little bit, and follow her on social media with her performances. Extremely competitive four-dog team. We have Elin Bjork from Sweden with us. Elin, how are you doing?
I'm just fine.
How's everything in Sweden?
Well, we don't have any much winter here, so it's still dry land at least for us. And I live in Stockholm, around Stockholm now, so we should have a bit more winter, but not this year.
Elin, for some of our listeners who are not familiar with you and your experience and your background, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself, how you started with sled dogs and how many dogs you have and where you've been racing and what you're about?
Yes, I started racing. I was born into sled dog racing. My parents had about 15 huskies when I was born. I got my first Siberian Husky when I was 1 and started racing when I was about 3 years. And I have been racing every year that I can remember since then. I started with Siberian Huskies, and then my father bought some Alaskan Huskies. So I raced them 2002, and after that it was all Alaskan Huskies or mixed breeds because I liked the speed. It was totally different to the Siberian Huskies. So after that, after a few years, it was all mixed breeds, and it has been ever since.
So you have a kennel of mixed breed dogs currently. How many dogs do you have?
Right now I have 7 mixed breeds and a small family dog. So that they learn that small dogs is not something you can chase or bite or so.
That's very good. Elin, I had the opportunity to meet you at the World Championship years ago in Alaska. Tell our listeners a little bit about your international background and international competitions you've been involved in.
My first big international World Championship was in 2011 in Holmenkollen, and it was a really great experience, and it really got me to want more of that kind of racing. After that, the biggest thing was 2013 when we went to Alaska, across the big sea, and we were there for 3.5 weeks, I think, and raced the World Championships and the limited North American Championships as well, I think. And we managed to place second on both those races, and it was so fun. And I just felt I wanted more, and I have been racing pretty much every international championships since. The biggest thing for us is, of course, the World Championships in Germany 2015, where we got the gold medal in the interval starts. That was a unbelievable moment.
That's fantastic. And then you also went to Canada, correct?
Yes, that's right. We went to, that was 2017, and it was fun because then I had one of my first own bred dogs in the team. So that was really, really fun. And we got 1 silver and 2 bronze, I think. We lost the gold with, I think, 0.19 seconds or something in the mass start.
Oh, that's pretty close. That is pretty close.
I kind of wished that race was just 100 meters longer. But that's that.
That is racing.
That is racing.
You travel a lot with your dogs, and tell us some of the challenges of traveling internationally, flying your dogs from Sweden all the way to Alaska or to Canada, for our people who are not familiar with all the logistics.
Well, it can be. It's quite a thing. And it's a lot of logistics, and it's not just the flight. It's when you get there, when you get to Alaska or Canada, you need a car that you can drive your dogs in, and everything around that. You need places to put your dogs, and you need dog food, and maybe they don't have the same dog food that you have at home. So it's very, very many things to think about. And well, the flights, they are kind of exhausting, but once you're there, it's worth it. And then you just have to get back home as well. I had one dog when we went to Alaska. The flight was fine, everything was fine, but then in Alaska she ate 1 crate and a big bed, and I mean a people's bed.
Oh.
So that trip got very expensive.
I can imagine.
And when we went to Canada, I had the same dog in the team, so she flew again over. And when we got to Iceland, she decided she didn't want to, because we had a stop on Iceland. She didn't want to be in her crate, so she ate the crate, and she was very happy after that. But the people in the airport weren't. But everything got solved, and everything worked out fine, and she's still a happy race dog, even though she's 8.5 years old now.
That's excellent. Racing internationally, do you believe that you learn new techniques, new people, and different ways of racing your dogs?
You definitely get to meet a lot of new people, and you get so many new friends. You don't see much of the others' techniques if you don't meet them beside the race. But I have gotten friends that I have a lot of exchange with now over there that I wouldn't have if I hadn't been going over there.
Yeah, that's Robert. When I was at the World Championship with Elin, actually, I remember her very clearly because she has a different technique of kicking behind a dog team, and she carries her foot beyond the other leg and she kicks. And I'm like, what is she doing? Do you remember, Elin?
Yeah, people say that.
Yeah, definitely. That's pretty cool. I'm like you. Every time I go to an international event, we make new friends. You see different dogs, of course, different techniques, and that's all important. Tell us a little bit about your dogs that you have in your yard right now. You said you bred them, and they are your own breeding. Give us a little bit of background about these dogs.
Yes, it's dogs from Lena Boysen Hillestad and Hege Ingebrigtsen. And I thought, why not mix those two? They are great and awesome. So I did that, and now I'm racing a team with a mix between Hege and Lena. you could say. It's 12.5% greyhound in them, and the rest is Alaskan Husky and the Forste, or German Shorthaired, maybe you say, and the Pointed.
And are they all related?
I think. Actually, the ones in my team this year is siblings, all of them, but from two different litters.
Okay, and when you, I noticed that you mainly do sled races. Is that correct, or you do a lot of dryland too?
I actually do a lot of dryland too, but I'm born on the sled, and I feel very secure on the sled. On the scooter, I'm trying to be braver. So I haven't gotten any medals or positions above maybe, I don't know, eighth place or something. But I'm trying to get there, and we'll keep trying till we get there.
Yeah. For your training, do you train differently for your dryland races and your 4-dog class races?
No, I don't. I train the same. We mostly have dryland, and normally I live in south of Sweden. And if we see snow, that's great. But if we don't, well, we have dryland at least. So I train the same. I train with the ATV and the scooter. And if I'm lucky, I can go up north a week or something to train with the sled. But I wish I had more sled training, I have to say.
So majority of your training isn't on ATV or just scooter or carts and stuff like that then, right?
Yes, that's right. That's right.
So you as a champion, and you've done it all, if you have an advice for people who are training basically for the 4-dog class, do you think that the fact of not training on snow will affect your performance, or no, it will not affect?
I think it will affect, because it's a bit different. You get another kind of speed, and also the paws gets to feel snow. So I think it's better if you get more training on snow, but you can do it. You can train everything on dry land and then go race on snow. It's possible, but I honestly think the results will be better if you have more training on snow.
I understand that. You're faster, of course, trainings and different type of momentum behind the dogs. Elin, you are planning to go to the World European Championship this year. Is that correct?
That's correct. But I have to qualify first, so that's in 2 weeks. The Swedish Championships.
Okay.
But I have a very good feeling.
That's good.
Yeah, and it's in Sweden, so hopefully they'll send a lot of people.
That is good. Do you change your nutrition prior to training and racing season, or you maintain the same type of diet for your dogs year round?
I maintain the same diet, but the amount of food is less during the summer, and then when the fall comes and the training gets heavier, they get more food. But it's the same basic thing. And all year round.
And I remember way back then when I used to race 4-dog class, I did a lot of physical exercises myself, because there's a lot of kicking and running and pushing involved. Yes. Do you do a lot of exercise yourself too?
In periods, I definitely do. And I notice when I do, the results are better. So I'm definitely, I think it's important to stay in shape. And sometimes I'm not good at that, and the dogs have to do the more work than I do. And sometimes I'm better.
And some of our listeners, probably, or majority of them, they may not know, you're also a mother, right? And you have kids. And how do you organize the kids' family life and work in a competitive racing team that you have?
I'm not sure. I just have to do it. I don't want to give either one thing up. when the kids sometimes join me training the dogs. But mostly I might do it in the evenings when they've fallen asleep or something. Actually, and right now I'm studying, and so I'm at home, but I'm supposed to study, but I'm at home a lot. So now the training has been better because of that. But I guess I should study more and train less.
But you have the World Championship coming, so you have to train.
Yeah, yeah. That's my priority.
So
My
Elin,
priority.
I have a couple of questions based on what you've already talked about. My first question that piqued my interest was you said you had to qualify for the World Championships in Sweden. Can you tell our listeners what process that is?
The European Championship, yeah. Well, normally we have 1 or 2 qualification races, and you need to perform on those races to be qualified to go to the European Championships. Or if you have, like the year I got the gold medal, the next year I was automatically qualified. But last year I missed it, so now I have to qualify.
So now the next question is regarding being a mother with kids and mushing. You had said that you were born on the sled. So I guess tell me about where your kids stand on this. How old are they, and were they born on a sled like you were?
Oh yes, they are. They are. They are 4 years and soon 2 years. And the 2-year-old, he loves to join me for feeding the dogs, for taking a walk with the puppies, and for he loves to train the dogs, but I'm not sure if he loves to go on the ATV or if he loves to train the dogs. But in my mind, he likes to train the dogs.
Excellent. So my last question is the same question we ask all of our guests, and that is, if a person comes up to you asking for advice, they're just getting involved in the sport, whether they're doing dry land or, championship open class, what would you tell them if they asked for that one piece of advice?
Have fun.
That's
have fun.
That's great advice.
It really. If you don't have fun, you won't make any results. It's not fun all the time. There's days when it's rain and mud, and you wonder, why on earth am I doing this? But then you go to a race, and it's maybe a sled dog race, which I prefer, of course, with sled and snow, and it's cold and sunny, and everything is just wonderful, and the dogs are performing at their best, and then you just love it.
Excellent.
You are having fun.
Yeah, and when you're having fun, most often the dogs are having fun as well.
Yes. Yeah,
KP,
definitely.
Anything else in closing, please?
Elin, wanted to thank you for spending the last 30 minutes with us, and wish you the best of the luck for your training season and your racing season, World Championship and European Championship. If you have any sponsors, anyone you want to thank, and any website you want to share, it's time now.
Well, I really want to thank Troll Hundefood, which is the dog food I give to my dogs. It's excellent, and it works all year round. So I really want to thank them for awesome dog food. And also I want to thank Åredalens Hund och Häst for Swedish Center Lines. Also make sure I have a lot of lines, and there's so many people to thank. If you're interested, my Facebook page is Team Jottil Racing Sled Dogs. It's very stupid of me to spell the team name with an O, an A with a circle above. But I think maybe you could find it if you spell it with just an A instead. So, like Team Jottil.
Very good, very good. Thank you very much, Elin, and hope we're going to have another World Championship in Alaska soon, and visit with you on our fast trails in Alaska.
Yes, I hope so too.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
On behalf of our guest today, Elin, this is Robert, and I'm here with KP. We will talk to you guys next time. Goodbye.
This episode of the podcast is brought to you by First Paw Coffee Company, specializing in private label premium blend coffee. If you're serious about coffee, you should check it out. First Paw Coffee's passion is high-quality, small batch roasted coffee. They take the extra time to taste and get everything perfect before they release new blends. They aim to bring you a cup of happiness each time you pour yourself some coffee. Find out more at ak.dog/free and enter for a chance to win some First Paw Coffee prizes, a book from our collection, and tote bag. One winner will be selected at random each month. That's ak.dog/free.
From First Paw Media, this is the Dog Driver Show. We hope you enjoyed this podcast, and we invite you to subscribe in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts. You'll find a link on the episode notes. You can tap or swipe on the episode cover art, and you can see some offers from our sponsors. You can support our show by supporting them. If you like what you have heard, we would love it if you could give us a 5-star rating and tell your friends how to subscribe too. Your hosts are Robert Forto and Parto. Our producer is Robert Forto and created for First Paw Media.